Hello, fourth graders. We're in week 27 of our number talk series, developing strategies with fractions. Remember, this is really designed to think about how to do this with mental math. I know it's different when you're showing your thought process on paper, but really challenge yourself to do these problems mentally first before you do it out. Kind of for example, if I looked at 1/2 plus 1/4, well, hopefully I recognize that 1/2 is the same as 1/4 plus 1/4, and then we have another 1/4. So in other words, that would be 3/4. Kind of like if we looked at 1/2 and 3/8. Well, another way to think about 1/2, if we think about it as 1/4 and 1/4, or we could think about it as how many 1/8. So it's 4/8 is the same as 1/2. As we know, 4/8 plus 3/8 is 7/8. If you notice, I'm thinking it through mentally. I'm not just finding my common denominator. I'm thinking about relationship of numbers. When you look at 1/2 and 3/4, well, we know 1/2 again could be 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 3/4. We know 1/4 plus 3/4 is 1 whole, so our answer would be 1 and 1/4. Now here we have 5/10 plus 5/6. So 5/10 is 1/2, right? Plus 5/6. Now, when we think about that, we also could think about this as being 3/6 plus 3/6 plus 2/6. So if you think about what I did there, I said, well, 5/10 is 1/2, and then I simplified it back to 1/2 before I made it into, right, common denominators. And I said, well, I know 3/6, and I said, well, I know 5/6 is 3/6 plus 2/6, because I know 3/6 plus 3/6 is 1 whole, so I'd be left with 1 and 2/6, or if I simplify that, 1 and 1/3. Okay, again, it's just breaking down the numbers and making sense of them. Kind of like here, 7/8. Well, 7/8 is, if I think about it as halves, I could say, well, 4/8 plus 3/8, right, plus, well, 1/4 is the same as 2/8. Or, actually, a better way to look at it, let's look at it this way. Now that I wrote that down, I probably shouldn't have. Couldn't we also say 1/4 is 1/8 plus 1/8? So, we know that's 4/8. 4/8 plus 4/8, so I'd be left with 4/8 plus 4/8 plus 1/8, which would be the same as 1 and 1/8. The last one, let's go through the same things again. We know 6/12 is the same as 1/2, which also said to be the same as 4/8. We know 5/8 is 4/8 plus 1/8. So 4/8 plus 4/8 is 1 whole. So again, I get 1 and 1/8 in answer. So again, there's multiple ways to look at this, but again, it's just having us think about different ways to break it down. If you have any questions, please ask your teacher, and or feel free to ask me. If you notice this week, you also had there's no challenge problems this week. The reality is, I know as we're winding down in the school year, I thought I purposely didn't put it on there so you could just focus on this and focus on really thinking about the different ways to break down the fractions. Okay, thank you very much.